All right, hey there guys. This is Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine in the WHS 11 Weather Impact Weather Center here on this March the 14th, 2025. And we are going to be tracking the threat of some severe storms. There is a huge area out to the west under a tornado watch. I counted about 8 states out that way. So we're getting up here on YouTube and on Facebook, and we are just waiting just a little bit longer to pop up on our WHS 11 Plus app as well. And once we're there, we're going to get cooking along. And there's just a large number of severe storms cooking through north central Arkansas and Missouri right now. And of course, what we hope is that through the late overnight hours, say after around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, that they'll start to be on a weakening trend as the air becomes a little less unstable, a little less volatile. And then we're going to look at our early morning storm chance. We'll look at tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, when some widespread heavy rain is going to be around. And we'll look at the rest of the weekend into next week. Could there be a wintry mix potential down the road? So we got a lot to cover here. We'll probably take this up until 10 p.m. or a little bit later, as there is plenty to talk about here on this Friday night, March 14th, 2025. Again, just waiting just a little bit longer before we pop up here in just a moment on our Plus app. And if you get a chance, go to your app store and grab that WHS 11 Plus app. And we are on the Plus app right now as well. So thanks everybody for joining in here. Again, on this Friday night, I'll try to watch some comments and get to as many questions as I can. And I am Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine here in the WHS 11 Weather Impact Team Weather Center, again at 9:37, March 14th, 2025. And I can't remember the last time I was seeing a tornado watch that big just out to our west and to the southwest. Hopefully it doesn't get extended to the east. It goes until 3 a.m., so it's kind of a long-lasting tornado watch that we're looking at. So let's dig right into what we are tracking. So right now there are there's several tornado warnings just out to the west of St. Louis and down into north central Arkansas. And the storms are just starting to fire up in eastern Texas and down here in Louisiana and Mississippi. And then north of the tornado watches are some severe thunderstorm watches as well. Currently, we're looking at these storms. They are about 270 miles out to our west, and they're going to take some time to get into western Kentucky and western Indiana. So let me go ahead and take that off right there. And we are going to get back to that radar in here in just a second. So we have issued a weather impact alert for Saturday, generally from around 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. We got an early morning round, especially west of I-65. There could be a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. Thankfully, the afternoon batch isn't looking quite as severe because it looks like there could be a big outbreak to our south, which could hog a lot of the energy. And that's good for us. It's not good for people down over the deep south. QR code right there, that'll take you to the WHS 11 app as well. Have ways to receive warnings through the overnight, early tomorrow morning. Have the alerts on. Joanne, thanks for watching from Adair County, and Beverly Haggis there from Borden, Indiana. There's the almost full moon. Of course, we had the lunar eclipse last night with the full moon. So it's going to be a bright night before some of those clouds roll in. Brian, thanks for tuning in. Weather headlines: overnight storms mainly after 4 a.m., so early Saturday morning. And then Saturday afternoon, some heavy rainstorms and some gusty winds. We have a wind advisory now until 8 p.m. Saturday. Some wind gusts could be over at 40 miles per hour at times. What are the impacts at Elizabethtown, Kentucky tonight or tomorrow? There could be some storms early tomorrow morning and again tomorrow afternoon there, Paige. And we'll look at Futurecast here, and that'll answer a lot of questions here in just a moment. Kelly, same deal. We'll answer a lot of those questions on timing with Futurecast if you can just stay on here a little bit longer. And yeah, Kendall, hoping that it doesn't impact the Derby 10K tomorrow morning. It is going to be drying out Sunday afternoon, much cooler, as we could see our temperatures dropping in the 40s and 50s and still breezy. This is the Storm Prediction Center severe weather risk outlook. The Storm Prediction Center is a division of the National Weather Service in Norman, Oklahoma, and one of their big jobs is to look and see where severe weather might happen. Teresa, you're welcome. Thanks for tuning in here. We're going to take a look at Futurecast with that Chad. There is a chance we could have a few storms around. I'll just say that. Not often you see a moderate risk that big. That's that red color. That's level 4 out of 5 out to our west. And then notice the risk levels go down as it goes east into our area. That would indicate the storms should be on a weakening trend as they get closer to Louisville during the late overnight hours. And Melissa, we're going to go through Futurecast here in just a moment if you can hang on here. A lot of people asking about their particular area. We're going to see a lot of that as we look and zoom in on Futurecast here in just a moment. All right, so this is tomorrow's risk. You don't see a high risk very often, 2 or 3 times a year on average, and that is the high risk over Alabama and Mississippi. And then once again, the risk level goes down as you get closer to our area. We're under level 1 and 2 of the severe weather risk category. I think overall the severe weather threat for our area is pretty low for tomorrow, but we might have to watch out for a few rogue storms early tomorrow morning, especially over parts of southern Indiana and west of I-65. And we're about to get to the Futurecast maps here in just a moment. It is warm out there. It is a summer-like night in the 70s, south winds pumping in that warm air, all 70s still, after a high up to 82. So we did make it to 82. We tied the record high set last year and also in 2012. So record-breaking day here, like late May and early June. Power outages won't happen, Paige, unless you do get a severe thunderstorm that possibly does some damage to power lines, and can't completely rule that out. All right, so again, this is the huge area of tornado watches covering, I believe, about 8 states: Illinois, parts of Indiana, western Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, western Tennessee, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Pat, we're going to get to the timing here in just a moment on Futurecast. Wind advisory for all of Kentuckiana through 8 p.m. tomorrow. Some 40-mile-per-hour plus wind gusts are going to be possible. And we have a flood watch from the Bluegrass Parkway to the Cumberland Parkway through early Sunday, where we could see a good 3 to 4 inches of rainfall. So this is our Futurecast. I'm going to slow this thing down. So here's the latest data coming in. We're dry through, it looks like 2, 3 a.m. Notice it's taking its time. These storms are not racing to the east. So then we get to, this is around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Du Bois County out around Jasper, typically the first to get the storms. And that is where the storms could still be packing a punch, as we haven't weakened them too much just yet. All right, so here is 6 a.m. We might be getting a couple showers around for folks heading to the Derby 10K. Notice southern Indiana looks like it's being impacted more by the potential of these strong thunderstorms. This is around 5, 6 o'clock. We had a Scottsburg question earlier. This has it around Scottsburg at around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Can't rule out some damaging wind gusts with this. Heavy rainfall, lightning and thunder, maybe some hail. And damaging wind gusts would include either straight line winds or maybe a brief spin up tornado. All right, so this is 7 a.m. getting closer to Louisville. This is 8 o'clock in the morning. And then this should be weakening here not long after sunset. So this should be non-severe activity through the morning time, okay? So this early batch is what we got to watch out for. I would say from around 4 until 8 a.m., okay, especially in southern Indiana. All right, keep that in mind. Put that in your back pocket. 4 to 8 a.m. southern Indiana, especially, and then this activity should not be severe during the morning time, and then the afternoon, some heavier waves of showers and thunderstorms start to move in. Now, my hope is that this isn't severe either, and the severe weather outbreak down over the deep south kind of chokes off the energy for our area. Graham, I'm not sure what decision they'll make. I think they'll just have to see if the rain comes in time. Hopefully not severe, and things will work out. Hope for the best there. So I'm trying to, Ashley, if you watch the maps, I'm trying to answer that question for Crothersville and southern Indiana right now. So again, let's call it 4 to 8 a.m. southern Indiana. Some damaging winds possible. This is going into the afternoon. This is 1 p.m. Here's 2 p.m. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So as we get a little deeper into the afternoon, some heavy rainmakers here, some lightning and thunder, maybe some pockets of some localized damaging winds that we'll have to watch out for. I think a low tornado threat. Kelly, we sure hope not, but we'll just make sure you have a way to get warnings just in case. John, it's every year with the travel ball season. It happens every single year. All right, so here's the heavy rain, 5 o'clock, and we might have to watch some areas here. Let's say central Kentucky, I-65 east, kind of mid-late afternoon. That could be packing a bit of a punch there. All right, so this is 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We're starting to see what we call training of thunderstorms over areas south of the Bluegrass Parkway. That's why there could be some localized flooding there between the Bluegrass Parkway and the Cumberland Parkway. So all different kind of hazards we're going to be talking about. Into the evening time, after sunset, it looks like the severe weather threat is kind of gone. That's why I'm saying we have some rounds of storms, 4 a.m. until 8 p.m., just depending on your location here. So Saturday is a busy day. Saturday night, we're still getting some rain there east of I-65 in Kentucky. It just keeps coming, so we're going to have to watch out. It might be several inches of rainfall. And notice another batch here, early Sunday morning. Not severe, but some heavy rain. And then finally, a cold front moves through with some lingering showers Sunday morning. And then notice we dry out in the afternoon, and temperatures drop in the 40s and 50s. Ashley, so storms are going to start, yeah, I would say after 4 a.m. is a pretty good bet right now with the data that we're looking at right now. Paige, certainly not, I hope not. I think the tornado threat is very low. There could be a few thunderstorms that do pack some localized damaging winds. That could be from straight line winds or it could be from a spin up tornado. Any severe weather event, the tornado threat is low. So fear and panic is not anything we ever need when we have severe weather. We just need a way to be alerted and know what to do. Go to your safe place if there is a warning. And then generally everything will be okay. And then when the storm passes, usually it doesn't take very long, maybe 15 minutes, and then you can go about whatever you're doing. Okay, let's look at the rainfall totals here at 9:48. We're looking at, again, around 1 to 3 inches, maybe some more. Notice that darker red color there. Again, that's from Bardstown to Campbellsville, Munfordville, down to Magnolia, Greensburg, Columbia, Kentucky, Lebanon, Springfield, Campbellsville, so Bluegrass Parkway to the Cumberland Parkway. That could be kind of a bullseye where we have to watch out for some flooding. And again, if you're just tuning in, I'm Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine here in the WHS 11 Weather Impact Team Weather Center, and we're tracking the threat of some strong to severe storms for parts of our Saturday. One round maybe impacting southern Indiana more early morning after 4 a.m., maybe until 4 to 8 a.m., and then another in the afternoon and into the early evening. So the overall severe weather threat in general, I just want to emphasize this, we're level 1 and 2 out of the 5 severe weather risk categories from the Storm Prediction Center. What that means is, in general, our severe weather threat is low. We may get a few severe thunderstorm warnings, can't rule out a tornado warning at some point, but it does not look like an outbreak like they're going to see down over the deep south, especially Alabama and Mississippi. As always, with any storm system, just have a way to be alerted, have a way to seek shelter if that warning is issued. And again, then things will be all right. It looks like things will settle down as far as the severe weather threat after about 8 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, so back to the maps here. So for tonight, summer-like night, lows in the 60s. Outside of any thunderstorm chance, it's going to be breezy. Some of the wind gusts could be over 30 or 40 miles per hour at times through Saturday. You're welcome, Aline and Joanne. Thanks for tuning in here. And Kendall, thanks for tuning in. Yes, Tanya, it is low. Upper 60s, low 70s tomorrow with heavy rain and thunderstorms. The forecast, 7-day forecast, weather impact alert for your Saturday. 100% chance showers and thunderstorms. And then some lingering showers in the morning Sunday, and then drying out cooler and breezy Sunday afternoon. So going from shorts and t-shirt weather all week back to jackets on Sunday. St. Patrick's Day looks good, 60 degrees, 74 on Tuesday. All of our temperatures are above freezing at nighttime, I want to point out. So it doesn't look like we have a threat of any freeze for any plants that have started to grow. Back to 70s Tuesday, and then it looks like a system will move through late Wednesday into very early Thursday with some light rain, maybe some gusty winds. And then there has been some weather model data that's trying to print out little wintry mix at times Thursday. Didn't want to say it again. Did not want to say it again. Maybe a few flurries out there early Thursday, maybe again late Thursday. Something to keep in mind down the road there. Then Friday looks like it'll dry out. Let's get back to the radar, the very active radar, and just a huge, huge area under tornado watches. About 8 states being impacted by those watches. It looks like there's a confirmed tornado on the ground just west of St. Louis. That is, we know that when the color of the warning goes from red to a purple color there. And so the National Weather Service, a tornado-producing storm is moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So this is a radar-confirmed tornado. It looks like so they've got a debris ball that they're tracking. They're saying flying debris will become dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes could be damaged or destroyed, damage to roofs, windows, vehicles, yes. So it looks like the St. Louis radar picking up a debris ball signature there just to the west of St. Louis. You can see that right there. So serious situation for my friends out in St. Louis. Seek shelter out that way if you're watching. There are just a number. Let me just put on the watches and warnings. And look at all of these warnings. That's pretty amazing. This is a potent low pressure system that's to the northwest, like not far from record low pressure. Very strong storm system. So there are severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings all the way from southern Minnesota, Iowa, western Illinois, Missouri, and into Arkansas. And then they're going to start popping off farther south in the Louisiana, Mississippi later on tonight where there's tornado watches. I mean, it's just pretty wild. All right, so the watches again. There's all the watches out to our west. And the watches in western Kentucky and southwestern Indiana, those go until 3 a.m. And then look at the storm reports here over the last 6 hours. Is this a strong storm system? Hell yeah, it is. Look at all, there's dozens and dozens of wind reports, hail reports, wind damage reports. Hopefully we don't get a bunch of tornado reports. That's a lot of wind impact right there. Dozens and dozens of, and that's just over the last 6 hours, 6-hour storm reports. That's a strong storm system. Okay, so this is the severe weather outlook risk from the Storm Prediction Center for the rest of tonight and through the overnight. And it is a pretty rare, huge, moderate risk of severe weather in that red color that you see there. And then enhanced risk out to our west, that's the orange color, that's level 3. Most of our areas in level 2, which is a slight risk of severe weather. As those storms push to the east, they should be running into an environment that is not as conducive for severe storms. That's certainly what we are hoping for. All right, so that's tonight. Now tomorrow, this will be tomorrow afternoon. High risk, that is very rare, of severe storms from the Storm Prediction Center. A high risk is issued about 2 or 3 times a year on average. That's in central Alabama into east central Mississippi. And then again, as you go north, closer to our area, then the risk level of severe weather is going down. Most of our area under a slight risk, level 2. So yeah, we could get some severe thunderstorm warnings. We could get some localized areas of damaging winds, but it does not look like a big outbreak of severe weather for our area. It looks like that's going to happen west of us tonight and then south of us for tomorrow. Real quick, we'll go over the maps one more time, and then we'll wrap this up here at 9:56. Thanks for tuning in, whether on YouTube or Facebook. We've got nearly a full moon out there. Full moon was last night with the lunar eclipse. 72 and 74 are current temperatures. South wind. Just a balmy night out there. Allison, indeed, it is that time of the year. It's March, April, May, peak severe weather season. All 70s out around the area now, and we did make it to 82 today. That is about 25 degrees above normal, and it ties the record set last year and in 2012. Again, there's the busy radar. Wind advisory through 8 p.m. tomorrow, 40-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts possible, and then there's that flood watch from the Bluegrass Parkway to the Cumberland Parkway east. Could see over 3 or 4 inches of rainfall in those areas especially. Here is our Futurecast. Notice the storms are not tracking due east. They're tracking kind of northeast in general. So it's going to take a while for that whole line to get here. Latest data pointing at after about 4 a.m. for our far western counties, Du Bois County. This is around 5 a.m., let's just say 4 or 5 o'clock. That's kind of when you want a heads up there around Bedford, Paoli, into Perry County, Indiana, Crawford County, and west of our viewing area in Kentucky. Notice it's kind of along and north of the river, most of the impacts with this first round from around 4 a.m. until 8 a.m. And by that time, we're hoping for a weakening trend with these storms, where most of the morning it's just non-severe thunderstorms passing through, and then we start to see a more expansive, widespread area of heavy rainfall, thunderstorms, possibly a few severe thunderstorms in this, but it looks like the severe weather threat is much lower for our area than off to the south, and that's certainly good news. Kelly, it is supposed to weaken as it moves into our area. That doesn't rule out the potential for some severe storms. Yeah, and Kelly, certainly that would make people nervous seeing all the severe weather out west. But thankfully, the ingredients for severe weather are not as high as they are out west. All right, so this is tomorrow afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms, heavy rainfall, gusty winds. 4 o'clock, it's showing maybe a little enhancement in some of the gusty winds out of these thunderstorms in central Kentucky. So here's what I think overall. Tomorrow morning, that first round, say 4 to 8 a.m., I think southern Indiana's got a little higher threat of that. And then in the afternoon, I think Kentucky's got a little higher threat. So afternoon, early evening, 8 p.m., it looks like severe weather threat is pretty much going to go away. So early morning hours, might be sleeping, have a way to wake up, have the alerts on, have the ringer on, volume up, in case there's a warning issued, and then you can seek shelter. Heads up more in southern Indiana early morning, afternoon, evening, more of a heads up in Kentucky. Cut back to Futurecast. Dana, it's possible. That's what we're covering here, the potential of some severe storms. Hopefully you don't, but it is a possibility. All right, so this is getting a little deeper into the evening time. So, you know, the Futurecast maps aren't perfect, give or take an hour sometimes. But it shows some strong thunderstorms possibly pushing through with some heavy rainfall. You mentioned Greensburg. This is around 4, 5, 6 o'clock or so. And then that really gusty area, that more powerful area of possible thunderstorms, moves east by around sunset tomorrow, and then we're just left with rainfall. But the rain is pretty continuous, again, for the areas south of the Bluegrass Parkway to the Cumberland Parkway, so that's where the flooding might come into the picture tomorrow evening, so watch out there. And then we're just left with scattered rain showers as the front moves through early Sunday. It's going to stay pretty gusty on Sunday and then turning chillier there as you see those temperatures dropping into the 40s and 50s. So for almost summer-like today, early summer-like 82 to feeling a little more winter-like on Sunday. There's your rainfall totals, anywhere from around 1 to 4 inches, with the highest amounts off to the south-southeast of Louisville. Thank you, Chris. Happy to help out. Balmy tonight, lows in the 60s and breezy. A little higher chance west of I-65 for some thunderstorms that could be holding together and packing a bit of a punch. Upper 60s, low 70s tomorrow, heavy rain and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon and evening time. And once again here with the 7-day forecast as we're at 10:02 p.m. Weather impact alert day for our Saturday because of all that we just covered. Some morning leftover showers Sunday, drying out in the afternoon with 56. 60 and sunshine for St. Patrick's Day and 70s on Tuesday. And then a system not severe, just brings some rain. Looks like late, maybe developing late afternoon, evening time Wednesday, and most of it out early on Thursday. Some of the weather models trying to hint at maybe a little light mix, a little wintry mix, trying to mix in there Thursday as well. It's March. It's March Madness. Basketball and weather-wise. It's just that time of the year. And so you got to do what you got to do to stay safe. Get those warnings. Might want to plug in that weather radio as a backup in case your phone doesn't wake you up. Have your severe weather safety kit ready to go. Maybe pillows, blankets in your place of shelter, in your safe place. Have that family plan ready to go, and we'll get through another active day here in Kentuckiana. So thanks for tuning in, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook or on our WHS 11 app. We'll be coming up with some of the latest looks at radar and Futurecast. Futurecast will update right before 11 o'clock, and we'll show you that in about 57 minutes on WHS 11 News, the night team. So, all right, stay safe and have a good night. Hope you sleep well.